Hi Flosstube, I'm Lori and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch. Today is Sunday, May 15th, 2022. It is my 98th Flosstube video. I made a few more, but I didn't number them. So we're up to 98. It's a good number. And welcome back. If you're new, I'm glad you decided to take a chance. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. And the first thing that I want to do is thank you for all the love and kind words that you sent in my direction in my last video. I was really overwhelmed by all your kind comments. You know, I just didn't realize that you enjoyed me so much. So thank you. I was like blown away. I have to say that I have my laptop plugged in because I'm doing the video, but good thing I did because I started this video, I don't know, 7 or 8 times, and I get tongue-tied. And I know we all decided that I was just going to go with it. So I'm going to do it this time. I'm just going to go right through it. And the first thing I had to say was thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, let's move on. Comments and questions and my car update. The car is running well. Whatever problem they thought I had, they adjusted it and it's been working well. So yay. Thank you for sharing your stories. They actually some of them made me anxious of what you had to go through. So yeah. And happy belated Mother's Day. I guess in my last video, I forgot to mention that. And I feel that almost everybody's a mother in some way, because whether you have a fur baby, a real child, anybody you nurture, you're mothering them. So happy belated Mother's Day. I hope it was a happy one. We had a lovely Mother's Day. And let's see, what else? That's about it. I attended Needleworkers Delights Needle Fest. It was originally a 1-day stitch together, but they added a day before on Friday. I just went on Saturday. I had a nice time. I'll talk about that at the end, and in case you don't want to hear about that part. Okay. First, I received a thank you card from Anne. Anne was the recipient of the giveaway from the Carolina Stitcher, Kathy and Peter. Peter makes these B-skeps for scissor holders, and Anne, her number was pulled. We did that right on camera because I only had one to choose, so I figured it can't go too badly. And she sent me some stickers to use. So thank you, Anne. Thank you very much. And I heard I had sent out all my giveaway patterns, and the one I sent to England actually made it there. So I'm thankful. Yay! Okay. Somebody asked me about the picture on the wall that was here in the round frame. That was, or is, Blackbird Design, The Long and Winding Road. They did a series on the Beatles. And this is The Long and Winding Road. The one up there, this one here, is Strawberry Fields Forever. This was stitched on a 28 count. I believe it's ivory. It's either ivory or platinum, Lugana. And I put it on a foam core board with some batting above it. And I just did a circle sewing stitch, how do you say that? Basting stitch around it, pulled it tight, laced it on the back, and then I just put it on another piece of mat board, just a brown fabric. I didn't want to take away from the picture itself. And then I put this white rickrack, a jumbo white rickrack, and it's in here with magnets, and I don't want to take it off because this is not glued on. And a lot of people glue the rickrack on to their fabric, but I didn't want to do that. in case I ever decide to change how I want to mount this or something. If I find a round frame and want to pop it in, I didn't want to have glue on the back of it. So anyway, it's just tucked in there. It stays perfectly. And I hang it right by underneath Strawberry Fields. So that was that one. I've been doing this video for, I don't know how many takes. I lost count. So sometimes I'm like, oh, did I say that or not say that? So we're just going to go with it. And if I say something twice, I'm sorry. We're planning to have a barbecue on Memorial Day weekend. We're going to do it on this Sunday. Some of my relatives that are going to be here come from New York, and crossing the bridges can be challenging if we did it like on Monday, because then by the time they go home, they'll be hitting a lot of traffic of other people have gone away for the weekend down the Jersey Shore and then are heading home in New York. So traffic could be quite heavy. So we decided to do it on Sunday. And so what I'm going to do is I took out all my Patriotic pieces that I have, and I'm going to bring them downstairs and display them. I took all the Easter and spring away, and so this will stay up until September, Labor Day, and then I'll just add the summer and beach stuff that I have for the rest of the display. Now I don't know if I mentioned this in this video or not, but somebody asked me, says if I can take a picture and show my finishes on the wall. And I said, sure. But when I looked at it, it was like, okay, I have one picture on one wall downstairs. And then on another wall, I have one picture. So it wasn't like a display by no means. So I decided not to just take pictures of a frame thing on the wall. I mean, like, I like this that I have an array of pieces here in my craft room. I'll just go real, like, this is Mirabilia geranium. This is Comfort Lighthouse. That's Carriage House sampling. The last one is Works by ABC, flowers from 1650. This one is, I had to look a lot of them up. It's an Abbey Rose design. I think it's Summer, Sweet Summer is what it says on it. So it has to be something to that effect. So, I mean, I don't have any displays like that on the walls downstairs. I have a lot of wall space. I just don't have a lot of projects that maybe are not like related, like all samplers or all Christmas. So, I swap them out. If I have a Christmas one and it's fall, I'll take the Christmas down, put the fall in, well, not in that order, but so you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take one down, put one up. So it's always just one on a wall. But if I ever get a couple of them on the wall, I will definitely take a picture. I will definitely post it on my Instagram account. So I'm sorry that I said I would, and I didn't, because I didn't have a nice display like so many people show on their Flosstube videos. So I'm going to just show you what my Patriotic pieces that I picked out to share with you. Now, you might have seen this in this past winter. I displayed Lantern Lane on here. This is on with magnets and sheet metal. And when it's set in its proper place downstairs, I will adjust the straightness of it. And then in this case, I put some Patriotic stars on it. I believe I got these stars at Hobby Lobby last year, maybe. And I will set it out like this downstairs in the living room. Sorry for the noise. They're metal stars. So this one's Liberty Lane by Little House. No, Country Cottage Needleworks. Sorry for all the banging and stuff. Excuse me while I put this down. Then I had to look up some of the names of these finishes, because sometimes I remember the designer, not the pattern, and I want to make sure I had it as close as possible. This is just from a Leisure Arts leaflet. It was $23.53, and it was was motifs that you can stitch using waste canvas on sweatshirts. And I looked for it. I couldn't find it. I didn't really look that good, but I skimmed for it, and I hope I still have it. I don't know if I gave it away, but it was firecrackers, teddy bear, firecracker, teddy bear. So I decided to just do one motif and finish it into a little pillow. Just plain fabric. The next one, the pattern was given to me by Tina from For the Love of Stitches. And this was called Brave Hearts by Little House Needleworks. And the word here says white. Now there you can see it a little bit better. So it's the red, white, and blue. And thank you, Tina, for sharing that pattern with me. And this is Wendy. Let's see, from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. And this was her July. Just did a flat finish. I put some batting in this part, and then I glued it onto the background. And this is a covered button that I did. And this is Erica Michael's Sweet Freedom Berry. It's the only berry that I finished stitching and finished totally. It's all fiber fill. When I was stitching the top and I was leaning it on, so like most of the fiber is out at the point. But it's fine. I like it. Sometimes I amaze myself because I stitched 1/1 of those words, and it's done on 28 count up. But yeah, I guess I just took my time and did it, and I'm so happy that I did. So maybe I have to start pulling out some of my other berry patterns because I do love them. They're beautiful. And there's so many new ones out. Then I stitched Heart and Hand, Land That I Love. And this is stitched on 28 count Lugana. And I finished it on a foam core piece of a foam core piece, and I put some batting on it so it would be a little bit thicker, and then I put a flat finish disc on the back, sheet metal magnet, some rickrack, and away we go. This is a candle holder from Hobby Lobby, and then I just tied some ribbon on it. And those are my Patriotic finishes. I did not have any new finishes this time, so that's why I pulled out some of my old ones, because I know I like to see people's finishes and get ideas and stuff like that, so I thought I'd just share that with you. Okay, what I've been stitching. Okay, first one is a Lori Holt pattern of Bee in My Bonnet, and it is Stitchy Stars. And I'm using the Call For colors. And I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana in Country Mocha. And this is where I've gotten. I got 3 boxes done. There's 7 in total. So I don't know. These 3 happen to work well. I got them done in the 2 days. I don't know if I can continue in that pace. So I might have to do, I don't know. We'll see how I go. But maybe like 2 more times I might be able to finish this. See, I look at everything as a two-day rotation. So 2 days, that could be, if I pick it up, I started it in May, so then it'll be June and July. Then hopefully by July I might finish it. I always try to figure out, can I finish it in so many time, like in so many months? That's a possibility that I could finish it this year. If you're new to my channel, I work on a project for 2 days. And then I swap it out with another project, unless, of course, I finish it in 1 day. But I just 2 days and on to the next. The next one was a long dog, and this is Opening Gambit. And my goal for the year, and my goal, not for the year, my goal for WIPGO on this is 2 pages. So I don't know if a page is going to take me 2 months or 3 months, but hopefully by the end of the year, I will have completed that WIPGO goal. And this is stitched on a 28 count white Lugana with Anchor 403 black. And that is, I finished page 1. So I'm so happy. And if you want to see the pattern next to it, it's up in this corner that I worked on. Now I have the decision to say, do I want to go across the top and go to the next page, or do I want to go on the bottom and see this chest piece come to life? I haven't decided. I have till June when I pick it up again to decide in which direction I go. See, that's to me part of the fun of cross stitching. What am I going to stitch next? How am I going to tackle it? I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe. This one I haven't picked up in a while, and I'm so happy that I did, but I didn't get much accomplished. I had Caleb for 2 sleepovers. Oh, excuse me, I have hair in my face. For 2 sleepovers, and those nights I did not stitch because I had him all day, and then sleepover, getting him to sleep, and then by that time I was like exhausted. So anyway, I picked up Rosewood Cottage Cornwall Cottage sampler, and I'm doing the called for colors. And like I said, I didn't get too much done, but progress just the same. This is stitched on, I think it was a 16 count. I washed it and dried it, so I don't know if it remains 16 count or if it shrunk a little bit. But it's just I shouldn't say just. It is Ada, and I love working on Ada. And what I did was, this was one of those tubes that were really stiff when you take it out, and when I washed it, it got nice and soft. So I enjoy working on this. I know a lot of people are working on this pattern higher count, but look how beautiful the colors look. This is just white Ada, and I love it. I finished the inside of this motif. I finished this motif here, and I think this might have stopped here, and I brought that down. So my goal for WIPGO was so many hours. I have not met the goal on this yet. But I love this piece. You know, that's another thing. You know, you start a lot of pieces, you don't get to visit them every single month. So, but, oh well. It's always exciting when you do. Visit with your pieces. This was a new start that in the last video I had said that, you know, I wanted to start a Mirabilia, and I showed that big piece of paper because I had it somewhat enlarged so that I can read it easier, but it made it even more difficult because it wasn't dark enough. So I put that aside and I said, oh, let me get a smaller piece. So this was supposed to be started in June, like supposed to be. Like, you know, I have my plan for the year, and I plan what I'm going to start when, and this is Puntini when I think of summer. So I decided to take that out and start it. Oh, this you can see through. Let me put this behind it. And this is stitched on a 28 count. I think it's, let's see what Rock Quarry. I remembered. Rock Quarry. Okay. So this is what I've gotten done. Now, you see this kite here? It's not on the photo. But it's charted inside. Can't show you the pattern, but the kite is charted, and then on this side, there's, I don't know if you can see this, there's a button that's a boat. They have some seagulls, I'm going to call them seagulls, flying here. So I will be stitching them in. But if you notice, I made a big mistake. The umbrella. The umbrella was supposed to be stitched with red, white, red, white, red. I did white, red, white. So 2 things. When I'm on the beach, I like to have a different umbrella because I can easily find mine. And my stitches came out really well. Here, I'm going to come in close on white. So I didn't want to pull them out. So, do you think I should just do an outline of red on the outside or leave it as is? Because I won't be picking this up till June. So I'd like your opinion if you'd like to share it. So here's the pattern and there's that umbrella. So the question is, should I just do a line of red outlining stitch around the umbrella to make it look like there's red after it? Somebody suggested that. I thought of that too, but so the let's see, there's a motif that goes here. Oh, the watermelon, I was saying what goes here. The watermelon goes on top this ledge here, and then the boat will go on this side with the seagulls on this side. So I haven't finished everything, but okay, so that's that one. So when I mentioned about that Mirabilia, Pauline said to me, instead of using that big pattern that I had made, try working from the pattern that she told me she's doing that. So I took the pattern out, I looked at it, and I said, I'm going to just make a photocopy. Now, I decided I wanted to start up here. And part of the problem was, you know, counting to make sure you start in the right place, to make sure you have enough room on the sides, on the bottom. So I just thought about all this going on since my last video, because I really liked this pattern. And this was the one that was like giving me that anxiety and stuff. So what I did was I brought it down to the dining room table. I took some sulky thread, and I ran a thread at the very top of where, like I measured 2.5 inches. I allowed for 3 inches border, but I measured 2.5. And because when I measure this, like when I had to be like 27 or something, and it was only 26 in there. I love 26. They told me it could have shrunk in the dyeing process. So I did the 2.5. I ran a thread right across. And what I found out was the fabric was not cut straight. I don't know if you can see that sulky there. This is where I've gotten into the pattern. I did start it. Pauline kind of talked me into it when she says work from the pattern. I just made a photocopy of her head. But if you, I'm going to stand up. If you see this line here, there's a little bit more space from here to here than there is from here to here. And then what I did was I found the center of the fabric and I ran a thread straight down of sulky, because even if you stitch on sulky, you can pull it out. And then what I did was I counted so many stitches over, and I saw that I knew where to start. And that's where I've gotten to on Elizabeth. So I hope when I pick this up again, I can just finish her hair, which is very, a couple of, what's that called? Confetti. There's some confetti in her hair with the flowers and then her hair color. I know the pattern is really small to see a good close-up of her, but and I also chose this one because I'm a type of person that I like blocks of color, and there's a lot of blocks of color in here. So that's another reason I selected her to start with, because I do love a lot of the Mirabilias, and when I get better, at feeling more comfortable about stitching them, I would like to stitch more Mirabilias. So if any of you stitch Mirabilias and want to give me any tips, I'd love to hear them. So Friday was not a new start, but a whip start. And then Saturday, I brought this from the second day to Needle Fest. And this is Little House Needleworks. And this is Little House Neighborhood. And I have a finish. Yay! Boy, I have to get back here. A little house, a little tree, a neighborhood for you and me. So come on over, everybody. We're going to live here. Love that pattern. And I'm so happy I got to finish it. Now I got to find a frame. This would be something that I would leave out all year. Yes, absolutely love it. Okay, and then I finished that one at retreat, not retreat, it was a day Needle Fest, they call it. And then I picked up Resting Beach Face from Hands On Design. I love this little girl. And I didn't finish it there. This is stitched on a 28 count Ice Blue Jubilee. And I finished it last night at home. And it's so cute. I can't wait to fully finish it into a little pillow and put it out this year. I have to see if I find some pom-poms that'll go well with this fabric. And a fabric, and these fabric for it. So another finish. This was not on my whip go board. Actually, this wasn't even on my original list of starting it because I had seen it after the new year and I just thought, oh, I love this pattern. I have to do this. So then I finished that last night at home, just the outlining I had left. Then I picked up Snowflake by Works by ABC. And I stitched this on an 18 count Mystic Ada by Picture This Plus. And I just wanted to do the center section. And if I knew it was going to end up as small as it does, I wouldn't have put it on the center of the fabric. But this is how much I wanted a stitch of it to make a pillow. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Love the pattern. I used Dinky Dyes, 1 strand on 18 count in Cloudy Sky, I believe it is. Cloudy Sky, number 10. And I think it came out so beautiful. Okay, so that was also a start that wasn't planned in the beginning of the year. I saw her pattern and somebody else stitched it on opalescent fabric and it was gorgeous. So yeah, count me in. Okay, whip go. I forgot to mention in the last video that number 13, 14, and 8 were called. So my 13 is Hands Across the Sea, Mary Clayton, and I've been working on her. I have to get a finish in order to block out that block. Then 14 was Carriage House Samplings Forever and Ever. I had finished that, so I was able to color in the block. And then number 8 is Halloween Quaker, which is right here, a Lila Studio one. I have not touched it this year yet, so that's called. So I will pick it up this month. I have to put in 15 hours by the end of the year. And so I, like, for instance, Little House Neighborhood was previously called, so I was able to color that in. And that's His Eye is on the Sparrow was cold, but I have not finished the 15 hours on that yet. And anything else? Oh, Kringles was called, and I have not finished the first floor either. So I still have, it's when you think about WIP though, for anybody who's interested that hasn't done it, you can't, unless, like for instance, you put something in a box, and let's say, like in my case, I put so many hours, like I'll put 15 hours, and it's pulled in December, that number unless you're a monogamous stitcher, like I'm not, I only stitch 2 days. So, it could be anywhere from 4 hours to 8 hours. I can, over the 2 days. Some 2-day rotation, I have good times, some I don't. So I cannot do 15 hours in 1 month. Not that I can't, but I choose not to. So as I'm working on it, like I have my working sheet behind this WIPGO board. I write everything. I just love writing. The ones that are hourly, I write down the days that I've worked on it and how many hours in order to achieve it. If it's for a finish, I'll just write the days that I worked on it. I don't put the hours because I don't have to keep track of them. And then things that I've already completed, I write completed, but I can't mark them completed until they're called. So, like I'm already thinking of next year's WIPGO board, of possibilities of, do I want to do finishes? Do I want to do hours? So it's just something to think about to make our lives more interesting, right? Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about Needlefest first, and then I'll do the quilting at the very end. Very little quilting. Okay. So Needlefest was originally a 1 day. Now it's 2 days. Hosted by Needleworkers Delight in Metuchen, New Jersey. Anybody could attend. They made it Friday. They added the Friday to it, and then I went yesterday on Saturday. Some of my group went on Friday and Saturday. So anyway, it was. I think the best part was the camaraderie between stitchers. We feel most comfortable with the people we know. But when people approached me and asked me if I was Lori, I said I was. A lot of times I had my mask on. So because I watch my grandchildren, I'm a little bit more cautious that if I'm walking around, I try to put my mask on. If I'm at the table, I might take it off, especially when I'm eating. They provided breakfast and they provided lunch with the fee that you pay to go there. They had their store merchandise was there. And then we had some designers there. We had Romney's Creations. We had, I can't think of them all. Mani Di Donna was there. And I can't remember. I thought I wrote it down. Yes, Rovaris, Mani Di Donna, and Romney's Creation were some of the designers that I visited the table. And they had others. They had people who made bags and needle minders. So anyway, so it was so much fun, and I appreciate every person that came over to me and said hello and that they watched my videos. I try to get everybody's name, but I can't remember them. So some of them told me they're coming to the New Jersey retreat in July. So I said we definitely have to sit down and have a chat and see what each other's working on and like spend more time together than this 1 day of a get together. So it was fun. We got a little goodie bag when we arrived. We got these candles, amaryllis. I can't make out the wording on it, but I heard somebody donated them, and they smell it smells lemony. I really like that one. And then we got this from Needleworkers, and it says, look for angels in your life. They are everywhere. And this, to me, means so much because I think of you guys. So thank you. So my friend Regina made these. This is so clever. She did it, she sewed on fabric and paper. She made this cording. She added the date charm and these scissors. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness, Regina, you come up with the most ingenious ideas. And then she put some fabric pieces with a wooden button. And she made us buttons. We got to choose a button. What do you think? Looks like me? Thank you, Regina. And then, did I bring up my needles? I left them downstairs. My friend Dee gave me needle counting pins that she bought from, I think it was, I don't want to say who she bought them from because I'm not positive, but she bought a pair for me. She bought two and she asked me if I wanted them. And I said yes. It was a fundraiser for Ukraine, and I forgot them downstairs. I will have to show you in my next video because they're beautiful, beautiful. Thought I brought them up. Then I visited Romney's table and I decided to try one of her threads. This is blueberry. And then I purchased this. I thought she was so cute. For my little granddaughter. I probably will not hang flosses here, but I just love the fact that she is so adorable. Then I went to Rovaris and they had these, I guess they're scissor bobs, and they were made out of Murano glass. So I just thought that was beautiful. They had all different types of needles with Murano glass made on them to like pick out your stitches and all different things. Can't think of what I'm thinking about. I see it in my mind, but I can't, the words don't come. So anyway, I bought this one. It has a lobster claw top. And then from Mani di Donna, there's a needleworkers had this finished in a pillow, and I always liked it, and I hadn't bought it. And then when they didn't have it anymore, I wanted it. So she was there, and she had the pattern, and I bought it, and I love it. It's Liberty Lane pillow, and I just think it's so pretty. I don't think the pattern does it justice until you see the finished piece on it. How many times we hear that? So that was wonderful. It was in my folder at Needleworkers. They brought it there. The next installment of the Nutcracker Village. And this is Snow Queen's Ice Cream. I'm collecting all the patterns for this. And then Kristen asked me, she must have heard me say in one of my videos that I have the Cricut Collection autumn and winter, I think I have. So she asked me if I needed summer. I said yes. Yes, please. And she gave me the Cricut Collection. So I have so many things that I want to start. And then I do have one more that I am going to start this month, but I purposely saved it for the second half of the month to show you. And it's a surprise. So that's, oh, and I bought one more thing. And this was from Romney's collections as well. It was a little box. It's a little box. But then she filled it. She filled it with, look at these heart buttons. Heart. They're heart buttons here. And then little house buttons as well. In different colors. I think they would be so adorable in finishes. Then she included some red rickrack and some of her threads. in there. Looks like 2 greens and a blue. So I like that idea of filling the tin with something as well. It makes it more appealing for a purchase. Alrighty, and that's it. So if you have any questions, please feel free. If I don't answer them, if it's a long answer, I'll answer it on my next video. If I can give you an answer right away, I definitely will. Oh, quilting. If anybody's still around, I just caught it in the glimpse of my eye. Patriotic, I did a little patriotic piece that I'll set out. And then this is a new piece that I don't know if I told you because I've taped this numerous times. I was quilting this past week, and part of the problem, I tell my husband all the time, I need a bigger room, is because I can't put a table here. Like I have this table here, but it's all full. It's full. And then like my sewing machine is here, and so I need a place to cut the fabric, measure. So I do that down in the dining room downstairs. And then I have an ironing board in one of the spare bedrooms. So I'm constantly up and down, up and down, and up and down. Sure, I got my steps in. Did I say that already? I don't know if I told you this or not. But anyway, this is the piece that I worked on. Now I have to decide on a backing and then get a batting. And it's Gianna's quilt. And this time I did the 6-inch blocks. I made a mistake with Caleb's and I did, I think, the 12-inch. These are the 6-inch. And still, I added a border at the top and the bottom, so it made the name stand out. And then the fabric pattern. Now I bought this fabric at a quilt festival, a quilt show, about 4 years ago maybe. And they're called the 3-yard quilts. There's 3 different fabrics, and they give you a pattern once you buy the pack of fabric. But the only fabric that I used from it was this center fabric. And I just got a green to go with the green here, and then a pink to go with that. And Gianna's name is picked, the color is because of the raspberry in the motifs here. So that's, and then I put a border on it to make it a little bit wider. And then that's it. Now I'll get a backing, and I think I have a batting, so yeah. So that's what I worked on as well this week. I just put that there. Alrighty, and that's all I have to share with you this week. I plan on coming back after Memorial Day weekend, either that Monday or Tuesday, and we'll take it from there. Again, have any questions, comments, please leave them below. I will answer them, that's for sure. Take care, guys. Love you. Till next time. Be safe. Be kind. Mwah. Okay, so I pushed the wrong button. Now I don't.